A Step into the Past Volume 16 Chapter 3 Book 16 Chapter 03, Locked in Constant Strife. Back at the Dian King's mansion, Xiang Xiaolong saw 10 palace guards standing guard at the main gate. Only upon entering did he realize that these soldiers have been personally dispatched by Li Yunyan to protect the mansion. The minute he entered the mansion, he was invited by Madame Zhuang for a discussion. After hearing Xiang Xiaolong's account, Madame Zhuang indignantly said, "I did not expect Lord Chun Shen to be such an ungrateful person. Despite my late father-in-law favorable treatment of him in the past, he actually colluded with the Li clan to harm us." Xiang Xiaolong is already used to seeing people repaying kindness with evil and comforted. The world is full of people who will forego their integrity for wealth. Fortunately, we do not need to rely on anyone else. Once we dispose of Tiandan, we will immediately leave this wicked place and diligently work towards the restoration of Dian. Let them kill each other. Madame Zhuang serenely sighed and softly whispered, "Luckily, I can still rely on you." Xiang Xiaolong was secretly alarmed and changed the subject, saying, "Did anything extraordinary occur today?" Madame Zhuang's spirit rose. "It can be said that we arrived at the right time. Each vassal lord has either sent an important minister or has come personally to express their condolences. They all cherish the memory of my late father-in-law's benevolence. Except for the Yelang people who support Li Ling, they have all indicated that if we ever take action, they can provide us with weapons, rations, and money. The power of the Yelang people has increased greatly over the last few years. Everyone hopes that we restore our country and suppress the Yelang people's wild ambitions. I heard that even Yelang King Huasiwa is also coming to express his condolences." Xiang Xiaolong frowned. "Will Li Ling come?" Madame Zhuang shook her head ignorantly and sighed. She smiled bitterly. If the Chu court allows him to come to Shaochun, it would mean that Chu has officially recognized his position. I believe Li Yuan will not allow such a thing to happen. Xiang Xiaolong stated in a deep voice, "I think there's a high chance that he is already here. Otherwise, Lord Chun Shen would not have deliberately invited you back while sending people to assassinate you during your journey. In my opinion, he will be coming together with the Yelang King Huasiwa. The very reason Li Chuangguan forcibly occupied the Dian King's mansion is to help Li Ling showcase his authority. Unfortunately for them, we made it back to Shaochun in one piece. With the death of King Xiaolai, Shaochun became embroiled in a big power struggle. Li Yunyan understood the complexities of this situation, which explains why she dispatched soldiers to defend the Dian King's mansion." Madame Zhuang's complexion changed. "Xiaolong, I am only a defenseless woman who is completely lost when facing such complicated matters. What can we do to counter them?" Xiang Xiaolong reasoned, "There is still one thing we must clarify. Why did Great Prayer Li Chuan suggest that we move into the palace? One of the reasons could be to allow Li Ling to openly and pompously move into the Dian King's mansion. Lord Chun Shen can then use our safety as an excuse to keep us in the palace akin to house arrest. Not only can they prevent us from communicating with the other vassal states, they can also openly declare that Li Ling has officially become the Lord of Dian. This method is certainly despicable." Madame Zhuang angrily swore, "Don't tell me that they can manipulate Li Yunyan so easily." Xiang Xiaolong replied, "We haven't really ascertained what kind of person Li Yunyan is. But from my observation, she is closer to Lord Chun Shen and Li Chuan in comparison to Li Yuan. Otherwise, Li Yuan would not be wild with joy when he learnt that Li Yunyan entreated me differently." Madame Zhuang peered at him for a while and nodded, "You are certainly a man who can move a woman's heart. Li Yunyan has always hated men. Maybe she will change on your account." Xiang Xiaolong almost lost his voice and said, "She hates men? Is she a lesbian?" Madame Zhuang was startled. "What is a lesbian?" Xiang Xiaolong knew he had a slip of the tongue and explained, "It means she likes other women who are of the same sex as she is." "Hey!" Madame Zhuang pursed her lips and smiled, "I have never heard of anything to this effect. Just that from the time she became mature, she would not touch anything that a man has touched before. She treats men even more harshly. That is the reason why Li Yuan can deduce so much from just an ordinary conversation between you and her. At this moment, Zhuang Kong entered without even knocking on the door and announced, "The Empress Dowager and the Great Prayer is here." Xiang Xiaolong and Madame Zhuang stared at each other in shock. This was totally unexpected and they did not know what to do. With her face covered with a thick veil, Li Yunyan sat on the main seat in the Dian Mansion's main hall, which is facing the front door. The Great Prayer Li Chuan was standing respectfully on one side holding up the royal tablet. Dowdy palace guards lined the two sides of the hall until they reached the hall entrance. The atmosphere was solemn and stately. After Madame Zhuang and Xiang Xiaolong paid their respects to Li Yunyan, the protocol official barked, "Please rise." Madame Zhuang and Xiang Xiaolong stood up. Xiang Xiaolong carefully stole a glance at that Great Prayer Li Chuan. His face was long and narrow and his body was tall and thin, with a beautiful beard reaching his chest. He is around the age of 40 and he resembled an immortal or a Taoist priest. It is a pity that his face was pale as a result of overindulgence in wine and women. He has shifty eyes which betrayed his evil character. The Empress Dowager Li Yunyan calmly inquired, "Has the imperial uncle has come to see Princess and the Crown Prince, of Dian, to convey my wishes?" Of course Madame Zhuang could not lie blatantly, and while she was wondering what to reply her, Xiang Xiaolong gave a dry cough, "Empress Dowager, imperial uncle had." The Great Prayer Li Chuan let out a cold snort and interrupted, "The Empress Dowager is speaking to the princess. No one is allowed to reply on her behalf." Xiang Xiaolong almost wanted to pull out his sword and slaughter him. This lord is really an insufferable bully. Madame Zhuang coldly hissed, "My younger brother Wang Ruguang's words are as good as my own." Li Chuan gave a cold snort and looked towards Li Yunyan's heavily veiled face. Li Yunyan commanded, "General Wan, please speak." Xiang Xiaolong secretly thought that if he didn't show a little bit of his might, they would lose their standing in Shaochun. He unhurriedly and calmly questioned, "If I may ask the Empress Dowager, is the crafty villain Li Ling presently approaching Shaochun with the Yelang King in tow?" Li Yunyan and Li Chuan trembled at the same time and were stumped on the spot. The atmosphere was extremely awkward and hard to bear. Xiang Xiaolong's eyes were flashing severely. He continued in a deep voice, "Will the Empress Dowager please answer me?" Li Chuan recovered from his shock and hollered, "Wang Ruguang, how dare you be rude to the Empress Dowager?" Irritated, Xiang Xiaolong rebutted, "Great Prayer Li, please forgive my ignorance. I am merely making inquiries regarding my state of Dian. I do not think I am rude in any way." Li Chuan has always been even more despotic than Li Yuan and has rarely been contradicted by anyone. Nonetheless, he could not be unreasonable under the present circumstances and he was momentarily speechless. Xiang Xiaolong icily gazed at him and his lips curled into a cold sneer that caused Li Chuan to shiver in fear. He then turned to Li Yunyan, carried on displaying a fearless attitude while quietly waiting for her reply. Li Yunyan serenely answered, "Li Ling did request to come here, but was flatly rejected by me. I am not sure if he is traveling with the Yelang King though." Xiang Xiaolong laughed loudly, "In this case, I will use my head as a betting stake that Hua Siwa and Li Ling, these two colluding villains, have both reached Shaochun. If not, why would there be a need to trouble the Empress Dowager and the Great Prayer to come personally to invite us back to the palace?" Li Quan's face changed color immediately and loudly shouted, "What audacity!" Xiang Xiaolong faced the sky and laughed wildly, "What's so audacious? Since Chu wants to decimate my Dian kingdom and we are unwilling to bear this insult, I hereby invite Empress Dowager to return to the palace. We will all offer ourselves as sacrifices to our late king and commit suicide. We do not need Empress Dowager to trouble herself on our account anymore." Li Quan's complexion changed again. If this happens, it will cause all the vassal states to have the desire to secede and may even switch loyalty to the strong Qin. When that happens, it will be an enormous disaster for Chu. This is the greatest fear of Chu. Li Yunyan's delicate body trembled slightly and she does not know how to deal with this situation. Madame Zhuang knelt down while embracing Zhuang Beiyi. Instead, it is this boy who kept standing straight with his head held high and not revealing the least bit of fear. Xiang Xiaolong's eyes were like an eagle's, staring hard at Li Yanyan. Of course he would not be so stupid as to kill himself. If necessary, he will run away immediately. Whatever the case, it would be better than being under house arrest in the palace and vulnerable to anyone's attack. His greatest fear is that people will discover the flying needles on his body. By then, even Li Yuan would want to kill him. At this moment, the noise of clashing weapons could be heard from outside. Li Yuan barreled in while shouting angrily, "Who dares to hinder me?" The 8 imperial guards outside the door extended their halberds and cut him off. Li Yanyan ordered delicately, "Let imperial uncle come in." The halberds withdrew and Li Yuan sheathed his sword. He displayed a heroic spirit as if the whole world is under his feet. Xiang Xiaolong saw Madame Zhuang's beautiful eyes gazing at Li Yuan, betraying an intoxicated expression. While concerned, he could not do anything at the moment. Li Yuan strode to Xiang Xiaolong's side and stood up after paying his respects. Li Chuan sneered and said, "Imperial uncle." Li Yanyan coldly cut him off and said, "I will handle this." Li Yuan flashed Li Chuan a disdainful look and stated in a deep voice, "Forgive me for not knowing how to flatter. If Empress Dowager continues to be misled by evil men, our country's demise is at hand." In defiance of Li Yanyan's order, Li Chuan argued, "What is the meaning of the left minister's words? Explain yourself or I will hold you accountable." Following that, he knelt down in front of Li Yanyan and kowtowed, "Empress Dowager, please be the arbitrator. Even when the late king was around, he has never said a single word of insult to me." Xiang Xiaolong mused to himself that this Li Chuan was not some decent guy, no wonder he has been bribed by Lord Chun Shen. Unexpectedly, the power in Qin, Chu, and Zhao has all fallen into the hands of the Empress Dowagers, though for different reasons. Zhao's king Xiao Cheng lived an excessive life and died under his extravagant lifestyle. Qin's king Zhuangxiang was poisoned by Lu Buwei, while Chu's king Xiaolai probably died under the hands of Li Yanyan. Justin, Li Yanyan did not kill Xiaolai but probably manipulated his lifestyle using her beauty and indirectly cause his death. It is also not due to excessive love-making. Because Li Yanyan's face was hidden by her veil, she appears mysterious and it was hard to guess her intentions. After a long silence, she slowly said, "Imperial uncle should refrain from using such frightening words to scare people." In reality, Xiang Xiaolong still does not know where Li Yanyan stands. She seems to be protective of the Zhuang family, but this could also be her putting up an act. But one thing is for sure, regarding helping Zhuang Beiyi reclaim the throne, she is definitely siding Li Chuan and Lord Chun Shen. Otherwise, she would not have appeared in the Dian King's mansion. When she had ordered Li Yuan to bring the entire Zhuang family and staff to the palace this morning, she must have already known of Li Ling's arrival in Shaochun. Li Yuan heaved a big sigh and remarked with disappointment, "I have already said all that I wanted to say." The past sages have a saying, going against the popular sentiment, one will surely fail. Presently, Li Ling has colluded with the Yelang people and they are forcing their will on the other vassal states and harbor wild ambitions. The ridiculous thing is that some people are turning a blind eye and even lending them a helping hand, causing the vassal states to consider defecting to Qin. Judging by the number of people jostling to visit the Dian crown prince since he arrived in Shaochun, we know where the popular sentiment lies. It is definitely not empty talk when I say that the Empress Dowager has been misled by evil men and that the demise of Chu is near. If we lose our southwestern territories, the strong army of Qin can invade us directly by marching straight in. Within a month, their soldiers would be outside the walls of Shaochun. At that time, it would be too late to try to appease the vassal states. Xiang Xiaolong is beginning to feel that Li Yuan is really serious about the Zhuang family's restoration. He may be an unscrupulous man, but in the end, he is someone who loves his country and his family. To a certain extent, if he wants to remain in Shaochun, he would have to cast his lot with Li Yuan. If Li Yuan is disposed of, he would not be able to survive too. This matter is really hard to predict. Even if the great prophet of the day Zhou Yan were to tell him about this outcome, he would not have believed him. The kneeling Li Chuan cried with a weeping voice, "Empress Dowager, please disregard these erroneous words and slanderous talk. I am only following the instructions the late king left behind. The Empress Dowager should understand." At this point, Xiang Xiaolong finally grasped Li Yanyan's position. She really isn't in favor of Li Ling, nor was she leaning towards Li Chuan or Lord Chun Shen. Rather, she was following the last wishes of Chu King Zai by trying to use Li Ling to bring all the vassal states back under the direct control of Chu. Li Yuan has actually discerned that this was an unworkable plan. This, together with the Li clan's internecine struggle, has caused the deadlock today. Xiang Xiaolong put himself in her shoes and couldn't help but feel a headache at the choice she has to make. Li Yuan is actually much sharper than Li Yanyan. At least he has the courage to go against King Zai's random orders. Madame Zhuang is still kneeling silently on the floor, her eyes repeatedly scanning Xiang Xiaolong and Li Yuan. Perhaps she is having trouble choosing between the two. Li Yanyan heaved a sigh and said, "Let's discuss this issue later. I wish to return to the palace." Li Chuan urgently and fearfully called out, "Empress Dowager." Xiang Xiaolong laughed aloud, "Great prayer, Li had better tell the traitor Li Ling that regardless of size of his army, I, Wan Ruguang, vow to cut down the head on his neck." Li Yanyan's delicate body jolted and she stood up. Xiang Xiaolong, Li Yuan, and Zhuang Beiyi hurriedly kneeled down in respect. Li Yanyan slowly stated, "Li Ling's arrival at the capital was without my permission. Li Chuan, please instruct him to remain in the Yelang King's mansion. He is not allowed to step out of the mansion gates at all. If he is still killed by someone despite this, he can only blame his bitter fate." Turning to Li Yuan, she said, "Imperial uncle will select a regiment of palace guards to stand guard at the Dian King's mansion round the clock. If anyone comes to cause trouble, he is to be killed immediately without pardon." Amidst the sound of the royal entourage returning to the palace, this number one beauty of Chu exited the door with 8 palace maids escorting her. Li Quan's incomparably hateful eyes swept over Li Yuan and Xiang Xiaolong before he followed the royal party out. Madame Zhuang personally poured a cup of wine for Li Yuan and Xiang Xiaolong and flashed Li Yuan an enchanting smile, "Only till today do I know who is sparing no effort to help our Zhuang family. Let us brother and sister toast the imperial uncle." Li Yuan toasted, "One day when I, Li Yuan, am able to defeat the traitors within the court, I will guarantee that the Dian crown prince will be able to sit on the Dian throne peacefully. I will swear with this cup of wine." Hot tears of gratitude gushed forth from Madame Zhuang's graceful eyes. After the toast, she lowered her head and promised, "The imperial uncle has such a profound love for righteousness. Even if I have to work like a bull or horse, I will be most willing." Li Yuan's 2 eyes gleamed and he said with mucho grace, "The Dian princess is giving me too much credit." Even though Xiang Xiaolong does not harbor any intentions on Madame Zhuang, he felt uneasy that she is allowing Li Yuan to gorge himself on her. Fortunately he had a broad mind. After drinking a cup, he threw out his concerns. Madame Zhuang secretly stole a glance at Xiang Xiaolong. Her lips cracked into a smile and she gently said, "Ruguang, you should stop after drinking another cup." Turning to Li Yuan, she explained, "This little brother of mine can hold his liquor well, but no matter how much he drinks, his face will not turn red." Xiang Xiaolong had a fright and secretly praised Madame Zhuang's attentiveness. His face was covered with thick makeup, so no matter how much he drinks, his face is certainly not going to turn red. Li Yuan smiled, "Dian princess, please forgive Li Yuan for being presumptuous. I would like to exchange a few words with Brother Wan in private." Xiang Xiaolong and Madame Zhuang were both startled. Madame Zhuang gently nodded her head and departed the hall. She even helped the 2 men to close the door as she left. Li Yuan faced Xiang Xiaolong in a daze for a long time before giving a long sigh, declaring, "Xiang Xiaolong, I, Li Yuan, take my hat off you. Xiang Xiaolong was immediately frightened out of his wits, his hands pressed down on his sword hilt. Li Yuan raised both his hands to show that he is unarmed and coaxed, Brother Xiang should not be alarmed. If I really wanted to deal with you, I would not have come here to drink wine with you. Xiang Xiaolong calmed down and laughed, asking, how did you recognize me? Li Yuan replied, the first time I saw Brother Xiang, I already felt that you looked familiar, but felt that this was an impossible matter. Moreover, you have grown a long beard and the shape of your face is different. Your hair color and skin color are both greatly different from before, plus your speech carried a Dian accent. I had to believe that some people really do look alike. He continued to shake his head and smiled. Actually, I was here for some time already and was outside the door looking at Brother Xiang's brilliant move of turning the tables around. At that time not only did you forget to mask your voice, you even exhibited your usual bearing. That is something unique to you and there is no other like that. Unless I am blind or deaf, how could I not know you are Xiang Xiaolong? Xiang Xiaolong asked curiously, Brother Li and I are enemies, so why are you now treating me as a long-lost friend and leisurely having an intimate conversation? Li Yuan leaned forward and sighed, the discord between me and Brother Xiang started over talented Lady Ji. At that time, I really wished I can tear you into pieces. But now, the rice has already been cooked, it is too late to cry over split milk. Ai. Deep pain shot out from Li Yuan's eyes. He lamented, in life, we have to move on. What do I have to gain by killing Xiang Xiaolong other than to cause the talented Lady Ji to hate me for a lifetime? Worse still, if she committed suicide in the name of love, I will be even more miserable. For the first time ever, Xiang Xiaolong is seeing the emotional side of Li Yuan. He was a little moved and apologized, I did not expect Brother Li to have such magnitude, I have been disrespectful. Who would have thought that after only 2 days in Shaochun, he has been recognized by both Guo Zhuer and Li Yuan. It seems like the disguise is not helping very much. Fortunately, besides Tiandan, Han Chuang, Guo Kai and a limited number of people, there is no one else in Shaochun who recognizes him. Li Yuan looked like he was full of thoughts and feelings and after many gasps and long sighs, he stated with disgust, whether you believe it or not, even if Brother Xiang walks out to the street and shouts loudly I am Xiang Xiaolong, I guarantee that nobody will dare to touch you. Everyone knows that you are a confidant to the Qin Crown Prince and Empress Dowager. Moreover, the Qin military holds you in the highest regard. If you are killed today, the Qin army will march here tomorrow. Only Brother Xiang doesn't realize this himself. Presently, under the skies, only Lu Bue and Tiandan dare to take your life. Xiang Xiaolong checked in a deep voice, this is precisely the issue that bothers me. Didn't Brother Li and Tiandan form an alliance? Li Yuan fiercely said, please do not mention this ungrateful old fox again. After reaching Shaochun and finding out that Lord Chun Shen is more influential than me, he changed sides very quickly and is now supporting him. He just moved into Lord Chun Shen's mansion yesterday and even revealed all my plans to Lord Chun Shen. Fortunately I have spies in Lord Chun Shen's mansion or else I would not even know how I died. Xiang Xiaolong was hit by realization and he laughed, so this is it. Li Yuan's brazen face turned red and he asked, how did Brother Xiang know that Tiandan has come here? There was no more point in concealing the truth from him. Xiang Xiaolong revealed the entire story and as Li Yuan listened, he couldn't help sighing and exclaiming how lucky he was. After all the odds and ends had been clarified, Li Yuan seriously stated, I know it is not easy to get Brother Xiang to trust me completely. Brother Xiang should know by now that I am in a disadvantageous situation. I also know that the 2 tasks that Brother Xiang wants to achieve, the killing of Tiandan and the restoration of the Dian Kingdom, which are the hardest tasks of all. But if we work together, maybe all these impossible tasks will become easier to accomplish. Xiang Xiaolong nodded, who can refuse this kind of win-win partnership? But I need to understand something first. Does Brother Li know about Lu Bui's plot to make use of Chu people's hands to kill Su Xian? Li Yuan said, of course I know, and how could I, Li Yuan, be tricked by Lu Bui? If Su Xian dies under the hands of our Chu people, coupled with the fact that he is coming here to offer condolences to the late king, the consequences will certainly be unimaginable. In the past, Xiang Xiaolong would never have believed Li Yuan. But now, after understanding his position and knowing that the most influential person in Shaochun is Lord Chun Shen and not Li Yuan, he has no more reason to suspect him. Right now, Li Yuan's utmost priority is preserving his life, followed by power grabbing. Just by looking at Lord Chunshen's seventh son Huang Zhan's attitude this afternoon, he can easily guess what the rest of his men are like. Li Yuan suddenly jolted and exclaimed, no good. Xiang Xiaolong was stunned and asked, what's the matter? Li Yuan's complexion turned pale, and slapping the table in anger, he roared, Lord Chun Shen really doesn't understand the bigger picture. In order to win the trust of Tiandan and Lu Bui, he has unexpectedly committed this folly. Xiang Xiaolong's heart sank. With an ashen face like a corpse, Li Yuan explained, 15 days ago, Lord Chunshen's sixth son Huang, who led 3,000 family warriors heading west on boats. That was the day after we received word of Su Xian's trip to Shaochun. I was suspicious then, but did not think that Lord Chun Shen would be so senile, not recognizing the gravity of matters. Xiang Xiaolong sighed. In reality, Lord Chun Shen and Tiandan have always been conspiring with each other. You may not know that Zhao Mu is really Lord Chun Shen's fifth son. That year, Xiao Weimu came to Wei to kill me as requested by Lord Chun Shen. As Li Yuan heard this, he became mute and stared blankly, knowing that he has been used by Tiandan while he himself had trusted Tiandan completely in a vain attempt at getting the help of the Qi people to deal with Lord Chun Shen. Xiang Xiaolong reached out his hand and said, this alliance is formed. Li Yuan exulted, and stretching out his own hand with a firm grip, he said, I have always trusted Brother Xiang. He turned a little awkward and said, nonetheless I also know that Brother Xiang does not dare to fully trust me yet. Right now I swear an oath to heaven that if I violate this agreement, may I be pierced to death by 10,000 arrows. Xiang Xiaolong secretly praised him in his heart. This is because if Li Yuan is not able to gain his complete confidence, he needs to safeguard himself in every aspect. It will be a weak partnership. Thinking about it, he felt hilarious. Not too long ago, the two of them are still trying to kill each other. Now, being compelled by tough circumstances, they have become comrades in arms. Li Yuan's spirits rose dramatically and suggested, the first step we will take is to kill Li Ling to show them who's boss. What do you think? The two of them looked at each other and broke out into laughter, enjoying the feeling of being well-matched partners.